Hi, we're the K3. I'm Jen.
I'm Karen.
I'm Marisa.
And this is our weekly watch list where we tell you basically what's happening this week in K-drama land, what we're liking, loving, possibly dropping.
Subscribe to us here on YouTube because in addition to this weekly watch list, we have a lot of great things to share with you.
Every Wednesday we have a news shot for you, a little gossip, some of our thoughts.
Good, yes.
And every Friday we have some very special things to give to you, including our once a month podcast. So thank you to all our supporters who donated a cup of coffee for us. This month we're going to podcast about
college dramas.
Yes. So our supporters chose Weightlifting Fairy Kim Bok-joo.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you for that choice.
Yes.
Fun.
So much fun. So that's coming up later
Right?
this month. So if you want to rewatch or watch it for the first time, we're going to deep dive it in our podcast.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Because that was one of my first dramas when I
too.
first got started. So I'm kind of interested in rewatching it and seeing how it changes a little.
I've never seen it.
Really?
It's been on my list because I saw Strong Woman Do Bong Soon, which is very similar-ish, and it came out around the same time. But I'm so excited to have a chance to watch this. So thank you for choosing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm really
thank
excited.
you.
Thank you very much. All right, ladies, but let's get started with this week of what we actually are watching that's out there. So Monday, Tuesday. Let's just start with Item. Item is a quirky little show.
Have either of you watched more? I'm still on hold with this.
I think we're back to a like.
Oh,
Really?
I know.
Thank
Wait,
God.
now, had you actually dropped it? One point
I literally was minutes away from dropping it.
You were on the
I
precipice.
was like,
And then the niece died.
And then the niece died. But what
Oh,
did I
right,
say
right.
last week when the niece died, ladies?
Yes.
There might be some magical land where she still exists.
And where does we find her this week?
In some
magical
magical
land that exists.
Oh, good.
So,
that's
we have
lovely.
gone from it being a revenge drama,
Yeah.
6 episodes in, to a rescue drama, 6 episodes in. And that I can get on board with.
Okay, good.
Because
Good.
Joo Ji-hyun, so good.
Yeah.
He's so fun to watch and so good. And the relationship with the niece is so lovely that the fact that he's now on a rescue mission is just, it warms my poor little cynical heart.
Oh, I'm
So,
so
yeah,
glad
yeah.
that it
So
came
yeah,
back around.
so I am kind of, it's definitely, I think we came through 8 this week, so we're at the halfway point.
Okay.
So,
All
I mean, it
right.
could still, let's not kid ourselves, it could still crash and burn like nobody's business. But right now, episode 8, I'm still in.
Based on how the rest of the week's going, who knows? I might be back to Item pretty soon.
Right?
We'll see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I do. I recommend it. It was fun.
Great.
All right, so that's Item. Radiant.
Ah.
This week was heavy.
It was,
It
wasn't
was
it?
really heavy.
That watch stealing scene
Oh.
was so emotionally intense.
It really
There's so
was.
much at stake for her to try to
Right?
get back to her 25-year-old self, because it's really hard when your friend says, "Can't you just live like this?" And
Right.
you're like 70 and you should be 25.
But then by the end of the show, like the end of this week, she'd accepted that she's gonna. This is it.
Oh, that she might be stuck.
That there was no way for
in
her
the
to really
70-year-old
get
body.
back.
Do you have you
that's
noticed
devastating.
that there's a lot of similarities between her and her brother in that they have kind of banked their future, their happiness, their success on an item, on a thing, the watch or the computer. That he's
Right.
always on these chat rooms, and it's like, I'm hoping that where the show goes is like once they can find their own peace, passion, something that they're becoming fulfilled as adults, and that's when
Right.
things will come back
I
to
feel like I didn't notice it as much with the brother. Like the brother just
Or
for some
love.
reason
Maybe
just
they need
strikes
love.
me as he's kind of the comedic like
Foil for-
a
yeah.
lot of stuff. But I
Yeah.
do find that he has moments where you're like, oh, that's poignant. Okay,
Yes,
so he might be
yes,
more
yeah.
important. But I did feel this week that for sure Kim Hae-ja was. I think it's that acceptance of things and the fact that she's now become friends with the older ladies in her group. And I have found that acceptance of that lifestyle, I guess, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to be the catalyst, maybe.
I think
maybe that would be.
she's finding her empathy,
Yes.
like with her father and with her mother, who's considering divorce.
Right?
Maybe not with her brother yet, but he's her brother.
He's her brother.
still siblings.
Yes, he is. But again, with the other women in the place, I think she's finding that because as a 25-year-old, she was only just starting to become an adult. So
25 is not. It's not a pretty age. I mean, it's physically pretty.
Some of us are still,
mentally,
some of us are
just
still
not.
starting to become an adult.
Still,
so
exactly.
Yeah.
Adulthood is. It's nebulous.
it's hard.
It's hard.
It's
Adulting
hard.
is really hard.
Is it a journey or a destination?
Right,
I don't know.
exactly.
Because when you look back on 25,
Oof.
oh my
Oy.
goodness.
It feels like, oh yes.
Yikes.
Yes, that.
And to be 70 with none of the life skills involved to get to
know.
70, how horrifying.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And to be in a body that could potentially
Right?
expire.
Now, to be a
before you're
70-year-old back in a
emotionally ready.
25-year-old body, totally different conversation.
Yes.
But the reverse of
Those
that,
shows exist too.
they
by the way.
do. But that one, those I kind of like appreciate. You know, you're like, but this is such an
chance to do it
interesting.
again.
And the other thing that I am fascinated by, we just finished episode 10. No, 8. 8. So we have 4
And it's only
episodes
12,
left.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
And we literally, Han Ji-min has not been in it very much.
No,
This
she
has been
hasn't.
really just a tour de force acting gig
Yes.
for performance, I should say, for her Kim Hae-ja. Like
Yeah.
she has
That's
just
awesome.
been so amazing.
We're fairly new to her, but
Yeah.
just looking her up, such a stellar career, and she's taken some really, really important big roles.
Right?
So she's
She's so good.
it's really, it's a tour de force.
It is. It's just watching her be a 25-year-old trapped in a 70-year-old's
So
body.
great.
And my favorite is when her suitor comes running at her all the time and she shuts him down instantly. It's hilarious, and I love it every time.
So funny.
I do have a question for
like,
you.
no.
Yeah.
She literally is, and it's hilarious the way she does it. Like she sent him out to buy her only domestic pineapples in his last episode, and her friend, she's like, "I will not eat anything other than a domestic pineapple."
So he toured the entire country.
and
Did
their
he
friend
find
said
any?
to her, "He's like, I didn't think there were. Are there domestic pineapples?" She's like, "And Jeju." It was amazing.
Yeah.
But my question for you, Marisa, what do you think the story is with the old guy with the watch and why he hates Nam Joo-hyuk's character so much?
I don't know, because I was going back and forth. It's like, did he really have the watch, or was she just hallucinating? Like she wanted it so badly that he did not time travel back to being a young man.
Right.
But in terms of the relationship Nam Joo-hyuk, I don't know.
I'm fascinated by that.
It's a mystery.
I had one bizarro theory,
Yeah?
is that he is the son of the old lady, of the Chanel grandma.
Oh, you think
I don't know why. For some reason that popped in my head.
I don't know.
It's a bad theory, but it's a theory. Because I have to theory out everything. Anyway, I just think it's a
love
really
theories.
it's a really
Go.
solid show.
It is totally solid.
It's a totally solid show. This week was probably the saddest of all the
Oh,
episodes
yeah.
back to back. Like it was just sad across the board, in my opinion. Like it was just depressing. And I do need Nam Joo-hyuk to have some happy moments at some point. He's got 4
know.
episodes.
I know.
To find happy.
Yeah. I'm just like, okay. And then,
Anything else this week, ladies?
we finally got there, people. The
Yeah.
Crown Clown finale.
How was it? Because I'm not watching.
It was
satisfying.
It was satisfying.
It's
Yeah.
stuck the
It
landing.
really
Yeah.
was.
Okay.
We did find out from Drama Milk that she found.
Jen has intel.
I have intel.
Thanks to Drama Milk.
Thank you, Drama Milk. That she was reading that by the time it ended, they were live shooting. They literally were on a live shoot schedule, and they ran out of money. So a lot of that last half was due to the fact, because it was the first time in the entire show that I felt that it was rushed.
It felt rushed, and it felt it didn't have. What's the word? It didn't have the weight.
It didn't have like the emotional gravitas.
Yes.
Not to be overly dramatic.
Yeah.
But it didn't have that every other episode
you've both been talking
has
about that
had.
consistently through
Yeah.
the show. So that's
And it felt like
interesting.
pieces were missing.
It felt, yes, that's what it was. So it felt like they needed to give the queen some dramatic moments since she wasn't part of all of the strategery that was happening
Yes.
with
Oh,
the
so much
movie.
good strategery though. So satisfying.
Yes. Yeah. That scene where the left minister like goes running and they slam the doors and it's
so
just him
fantastic.
and the king. I had to watch it 3
I know.
times. I'm like, how'd they do that?
It was so good.
The impact was,
It was
amazing.
so good. Oh, so
good.
great. And
So
then when
good.
our Queen Dowager had her moment where she got like basically dethroned and poisoned. Oh my God.
Oh.
wow. Got a literal taste of her own poison, did she?
Yes,
Jang-young,
yeah,
Jang-young.
that was,
No,
oh
but
my
so-
God.
she's
incredible. It was incredible.
It
that
really
final
was.
scene, or not the final scene, the penultimate scene where she's in the, what do they call it? With the ministers
like
in the throne
chamber,
room.
the throne room.
Yeah. Oh, she went down fighting.
Oh, it was amazing.
So good.
There was just so much good that it's difficult to say that it wasn't a great finale.
Exactly.
But it was satisfying. Like I was happy.
You just noticed the differences, and then
Yes.
you learned that
Yes.
perhaps it was because of production constraints.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like I want to see what
That's too bad.
I wish we could now see what they originally had planned because it would have been
I know.
so amazing.
But story-wise,
Story-wise, satisfying.
Solid.
Like
Yeah.
super solid. You all need to now jump on it, knowing that all ends fairly well.
Yes.
And binge the crap out of it because
Yeah.
it is so worth your time. It is, in my opinion, one of the most exceptional dramas I've ever watched. From acting to story-wise to cinematography to execution, all of the pieces were there.
Yes. And I have to say, even though knowing now that they ran out of time and money, I'm glad they didn't fall into the trap that a lot of final episodes fall into, which is flashback, flashback, flashback.
Yes.
There was one meaningful flashback and it made a lot of sense. But other than that, they played it out very simply, and I think that was what was very different. But it was satisfying, and I was so glad that they went in that direction.
Can I say, like, for as emotional as that last episode one, the one that really got me was Wu Shim when she was crying over our royal secretary's robes, and when his coffin came to her, I was like, oh my God, no, it really, she broke my heart. She broke my heart.
She did,
and I did. It was the only time in the whole thing where I was like, oh, I think I'm tearing up. Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah,
I know.
It was really great.
She got me.
She
got
great.
me.
You never know.
This director.
I will follow this entire group.
Yes,
wherever.
all of them, everywhere.
And let's hope. Hey, Netflix. Just saying.
Hey.
I think they're a really good group to go with for execution and story-wise.
You know, I pulled apart this one scene, this one moment. It was when the secretary's coffin was being pulled out, and the king walked out of the door and down to the coffin. In about 10 seconds, there were 5 different angles.
Right.
And you know how long it takes to reset every time. So I was like, I think I know where all their money went.
Yeah.
But it made such an impact.
It was so
beautiful.
And that was the other thing that I loved about this show. There was a lot of silent moments that were allowed to play out. And I think that's what made it so powerful. Like that scene itself. Like you did. You had all the variety of angles and the walking and the thing. But it was the fact that it was, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was a silent scene.
Yes, it
that went on and on and on. But it was beautiful because you could see the grief and the emotion to all. Oh, it was just so well executed. Oh, he's ridiculous.
What a talent.
What a talent, right?
So good. Oh.
The show is so good. You must watch it.
You have to.
I have to watch it.
You do. You do, Karen.
Okay,
it is so freaking good. Okay. Oh, the crowned clown. Thank you so much. I don't know how to say goodbye. But we must. Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday. Touch your heart. We now turn the show over to Karen.
Wait. Have you both dropped this show?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can't.
Did we make the
I
right
can't
right
say that
decision?
I'm necessarily surprised, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
I was kind of hoping you'd come back and be like, oh, you guys need to pick it back up.
Yeah, I really want to say that in honesty, but so I've decided to apply the Terrius behind me principle.
Oh no! Oh no! Is everyone wearing Keds?
Converse.
Sorry.
Yes.
Keds. That's such an '80s kid.
That'd be Keds would be equally awesome.
Right?
Just have to say. So Terrius behind me, I had really high expectations for like an awesome story, and not so much.
We all did.
Once I let go of that, I really enjoyed the show. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna play. Touch Your Heart it's a standard romantic comedy. I'm like, let's just drop any expectation for awesome, amazing, integrated storytelling that we've seen a lot of recently.
Oh dear.
So having done that, consciously going in to this week's episodes, there were moments when I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so cute and adorable. They wore the same colors in their clothes and I didn't even plan it. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. I love it. And then moments where I literally wrote in my notes, I'm like, OMG, I'm so bored.
Oh.
It's just it's as cute and as strong as they are as a couple traversing first love. It's great. I'm sorry, that's just not enough for two.
It's
whole,
just
and
not.
with the side character, stories thrown in.
How are
as
those?
well.
Because that was really the only thing that was kind of still keeping me going.
There again, if anything, they didn't spend enough time on those this week. I think.
Okay.
So
I feel like I made the right decision.
Yeah. So it's kind of and also I'm wondering. The other thing I thought, I was like, is there a time limit per episode on how much serious and dark there can be? Because while the theme of all of the court cases and the conflicts have been they have touched on a similar theme, which is like boundaries and overstepping boundaries from the point of just mild to like violence. It's like serious. Okay, and it's done. Right. And I'm like,
oh.
Did the stalker come back?
Okay, so we had 2 full hours this week, right?
Yeah.
And you saw a hint of him there and a hint of him here. And then at the end of the second hour this week is when he finally comes face to face with her. I'm like, why are we waiting so long for? Yeah.
Really?
So that's when I started to think. I'm like, oh well, we're at minute 13 of serious total for this episode, so maybe we're at the limit. I don't understand. I don't understand.
So will you finish this show? Because
Probably.
people are loving it. They think the sweetness is
what are you guys thinking? I mean, I'm sure there are many of you out there who are loving it because of the sweetness and because it's just a light, fluffy,
Yeah.
So yes, I will probably. Okay. I would still call myself a like.
Okay. Oh wow! Wow, really?
Did you hear that? Did you hear that big question mark?
I did.
Because there. Yeah. So.
Oh no.
So we'll see.
It's too bad.
It hasn't gotten into Terrius territory as far as level of disappointment yet.
Oh, really?
So I'll stick. Well, maybe
Terrius. I'm so disappointed. I didn't realize.
Well, as far as my swing,
Gotcha.
maybe
Okay,
I had already measured my expectation going
Interesting.
into
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Oh, wow.
Oh, touch your heart.
Thanks for letting me vent a little.
Oh, of course. That is what we are here for. This is what we do. All right. But we also had a new entry into our week on our Wednesday, Thursday.
Oh, we
and
did.
That was
Did you watch
Big Issue.
Yes.
And
this
I
is the
watched
paparazzi
it.
one.
Yeah.
Yes. That first half hour was fucking bonkers, man.
Half hour, the whole.
It really was.
Did you watch?
I did. I watched all of it.
You watched
that
all of it?
first 30 minutes, like, we had a truck of doom within the first, like,
Two
truck of dooms in, like, the first 10
double
minutes.
hit.
It was hilarious.
Yes.
Then we had a high-speed train battle on
goodness,
top of
yes.
the train.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy. All for one paparazzi photo of guys
know.
gambling.
Yes.
I was like, wait, what?
Yes.
What?
Which
Are
we
they-
know is illegal for
Which
South Koreans
we
to
do
gamble.
understand that, but still.
It was
It was life and
Were
death.
they
Like, people
government
were
officials?
no,
No.
K-pop stars.
Oh, K-pop
or
stars.
idols.
Oh.
Idols.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that would have been big news.
But you know what? That set it up.
It
This is
really
gonna be
did.
another.
like
Bonkers.
I guess like a bonkers
show.
like last.
Do you think
Emperor's
they'll
bonkers.
sustain?
I don't know because that was my
Because
question.
a lot of shows will
by
be
the time
really strong out of the gate like that
But
to
you
grab
know-
your attention, but
Hanye Seol's character, she is not wackadoo in
No.
this. So I'm thinking that it and it does have this heart, the our lead male whose name is Ju Jinmo, who I saw in Bad Guys Vile City. I knew I'd seen him somewhere.
Oh, okay.
But he he lost his wife and his daughter. And so there's real feelings of remorse and sadness to this.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm enjoying it right now.
Yeah.
And her outfits.
Oh,
my
she's.
God.
I really am enjoying this character for her.
She's
because it's
great.
a
I like
little
her a
bit
lot.
different from what I've seen
Yeah.
her in. So I'm really excited to see where it goes. My biggest trepidation with this show, it's written by the same person who wrote the K2. And
Okay, so
it
started well.
started really well.
yes, it did.
It
And
started
then
really well.
got really
Woo.
boring.
And then the other one that I did not watch this one, but the other one that everyone's kind of like, oh yeah, no, I'm out, is Young Paul. I didn't watch that one, but rumor has it,
yes.
awful.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh, wow, 'cause I think
I'm
some
sorry,
people-
I don't know if it's a male or a female who wrote this, but they wrote both that one and the K2. So I
Okay.
am cautiously optimistic.
I think
But
right
my
now
expectations are low.
Yeah, it fits in the mix of things.
Yes.
So so I'm enjoying it for now. It only just started.
Yeah.
So I'm on board for now.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely on board. I'm definitely
Yeah.
on board. But that first half hour, I was like, this feels like a finale. Like, what is happening? Yeah, it was crazy.
His wig.
Oh yeah.
I'm a question mark.
There we
whether
go.
I'm going to jump in on this one, but yeah.
It's
All right.
just for fun. If you have an extra, you've got some time. I definitely
Maybe
recommend it
just
just to
watch
check it out.
watch
to
the
see,
first 30 just to
exactly.
check out the bunkers.
It's definitely. I mean, it's. I think it's kind of sexy and stylish,
Oh, yeah.
and it's sorted.
Oh, and I think that's what I'm enjoying about it is like the sword part of it because. I mean, we know what that is here in the States, but we're not. They don't really cover that very. I don't feel like I've watched a lot of shows that cover that aspect as much in the K-dramas, and so I'm kind of into kind of what that is.
Yeah.
What that, and I know it's all heightened.
I mean, it's pretty full on
it's,
sexual assault following
it's
a date rape
crazy.
drug. It's like
it's intense.
Yeah.
Like
So
yeah, this either could go. This could go a couple of ways.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
curious.
We're curious. All right. Wednesday, Tuesday.
Wednesday,
Thursday.
Oh, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm a mess. Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Ladies, Fiery Priest. I officially dropped it. Go.
I'm alike.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm not all the way caught up. Are you pretty much caught up? Okay.
And I started watching this weekend's episodes too. I have not finished those, but I think it's totally fun and ridiculous, and I love his angry response to everything, and I love that he knows it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he's a secret agent.
Oh no, I know he's not.
I think
He's
he
not.
was.
He left.
I was hoping. I
saw the flashback of that where he was.
Yeah.
I dreamed.
It'd be fun if he still was.
I dreamed a dream.
Yeah.
It did not come
But I have to say, he has a parking lot, street fight scene with Kevin Lee from Misty. His name is
Go June.
Go June. And I have to say, that was really hot.
Yeah?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I have something.
And I'm sorry,
Okay.
Kim Nam-gil, if that's where you
I was going to
broke
say,
your rib.
did he break his
Or
wrist
his
in that
wrist
one
or
or his
rib?
ribs?
No.
'Cause
Stop
he-
breaking things.
I
I
know,
love you.
please.
Be healthy.
Yeah.
So this is what we know as of right now, is that he was released from the hospital and he went right back to work.
Yeah.
So it's continuing.
Because we were just talking about this last week about how long would the delay be? Not long at all.
I
Which,
know.
broken ribs? Like, come on, man.
I wonder if they're going
Are
to
they-
re-choreograph some things, though.
Or put him behind a desk.
Yes. And honestly,
him sit.
I think you should put the nun,
Ooh!
the head sister, on all these guys because
Yes.
I think she's got some.
See,
She's got some hidden.
I may
hilarious.
jump back in if she starts becoming the fighting,
go-to.
the go-to fighter.
Okay.
Because I love her.
Great. She's great.
Her reactions are
Yes,
so funny.
she's
I see
starting
what you
to
guys are
swear
talking
more
about.
now, and then she's she's
Interesting.
She's really super fun.
She's
love
being
her.
influenced,
I like her.
perhaps, by Father Kim.
Yeah.
So awesome.
I did get to the point where the pastor, who you kind of knew he was going to be the murder victim.
The sacrificial.
Oh,
lamb.
Yeah.
And
Saw that coming.
great
Yeah.
analogy. But I thought to myself, because I love that actor, and if I have his name down right, Jung Dong-hwan. And I see him in so many dramas, but I was like, this is the second time where it's been a character who I really like, where he's not playing the a-hole father, where he's playing like a really likable character, and he's out by like episode 4, and I'm like, what? And the other one was You're the Best. You Are the Best with Ji Jung-kook, which was a 50-episode one that I got with IU.
Family drama.
Yeah, it was family drama. I only got halfway through it, but he was this
Because
lovely
it's 50
father
episodes.
character. He's the patriarch of the family, and he dies. And I'm just like,
There's some flashbacks with him, not a lot though.
okay,
Yeah.
all right.
But
Well,
yeah.
I'm gonna keep watching.
I
can't wait to get caught
am
up.
enjoying this show so much. I love
Okay.
Honey Lee. So
I can't
love
figure
her.
her character out. I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. I'm still in that place where she's not happy. She doesn't like being a pawn. So I don't know yet how she's gonna turn the tables.
Because I thought at first it was a conscious choice to pretend she was being a pawn, but the place where I am now, episode-wise, she seems to be just a pawn.
I mean, it's all of these characters. They're just trying to hold down a job, you know, and they have to put up with a lot of shit. So, so where this is going to go, I don't know.
Really, again, for me, I liked all the parts. I just didn't like it when it got all put together.
All put together.
It's disappointing because I hear I'm like, yes. Nope. Can't, I just
It's
didn't.
not.
Because there's another wacky show.
There is, and I love all the parts, and I love the way it all comes together, and that's Legal High. Freaking
so
love
good.
this show.
It's good. Fun.
Oh my God, it's so
fun.
fun.
Switch over? I don't know.
I mean,
I made room for both.
Okay.
I will
Because I love
will
Kim Nam-gil,
lure
so.
you to yes.
Okay. So.
I mean, it's tough because Kim Nam-gil is so good, and so is
He's
Honey
the-
Lee, but it's so tough. But this one has Jingu.
Jingu.
So
Oh my
for Jen,
gosh.
done. There is no choice.
That is the choice.
It is the choice.
That's
I just really just enjoyed it so much.
He's funny.
It's just he's funny and he can be serious. I will say that it's starting to be my only complaint is it's a little heavy-handed how every just like obnoxious thing he does actually has an underlying like altruistic motivation behind it. Like he's like the perfect person, except not publicly.
Yes.
You know, he like never makes a mistake ever. It's just but we did find out that he got the absolute crap kicked out of him, and this is why he's so.
Yes.
So I'm really
frightened.
I'm really intrigued by that backstory to see what that's all about.
When he was much younger or recently?
No,
or?
recently.
Oh.
The guy with the neck tattoo.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't know how recently because he's been.
Now there's a ghost child.
Yes, so
there's
she's
a ghost child.
Yes.
Ghost?
Yes.
Yes.
There's a ghost?
Yes, now there's a ghost.
Oh, hello.
And our Alfred is also an exorcist. So he was a.
Because of course, because the man's resume is endless.
It is endless, and I love him so much, so
He
much.
just chants a few words and then.
And then yes,
Oh
it was fantastic.
Is there anything Alfred
funny.
can't do?
There's no. He also was a
sounding like
Formula
no.
One driver and drove like.
No!
It was fantastic.
Yes,
he
and
is,
did work with the FBI
Yes.
as an Asia
he,
consultant.
Oh, I love it.
He's so great.
He's so great and so fun. And again,
And he
because
cooks.
I am that person,
And he
I
cooks.
forgot to write his
He's
name
a
down
keeper.
again. And I'm so sorry.
Oh.
I'm a horrible recapper. But I love him. Know that the Alfred character is my favorite. But I love this week. Did you get a chance to watch this last week's episode?
Yeah.
When the two guys got drunk together over their
Yes.
crushes.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Adorable.
How was that?
Watching two grown men getting drunk
Were they all like,
and trying to figure out, like, I
very
love him,
cute.
she loves me not. It was,
Yeah.
I loved it. It was fantastic.
Oh yeah. So Yoon Park
Yes.
also made a cameo in Crown Clown.
Which, did you get confused too? I'm like, did we meet him? And I just was unaware of it. Why do I know him?
I know. I was like, was he in earlier? Because
Yeah.
he ends up taking the
Yeah.
throne. I'm like, did I just miss him because I didn't recognize him, but now I do
Yeah.
because he's in Legal High? But no.
Yeah, I don't
he
think
was
so.
not.
I think it was
not.
just.
He just
I think it
came
was just a
in.
cameo
Yeah.
for
At
that
the
last
end.
episode.
Yes.
Bizarre.
Yeah.
But he's adorable in Legal High.
is.
I love him, and I'm so
great.
happy that he is the one that they're but they're forging a relationship with the lead girl, Suan Soo.
Yeah.
Soan Soo, because they're just much better. They're just much better together.
I'm so glad they did that. That
Yeah.
it wasn't your typical first or male lead, female lead
Yes.
structure.
Have to get
Yeah,
together.
it's
It's
not that.
not.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I
cool.
think that's probably
Yeah.
that might be
Yeah.
another reason why this show is so enjoyable to me, because it's not wacky and it's that, but there's just enough of it that's just a little bit off center that is making it just a little bit different than other shows I've
Yeah,
watched.
'cause
That
you
makes
can-
it so enjoyable.
You can actually tell a real story about an experienced lawyer who always wins,
Yeah.
and this ingenue, because there's no romance between
Yes.
them. You can act. That's a real
kind of a
relationship.
relief.
and
Yes,
he can be a
it is.
mentor even if he's a
Exactly.
jerk, kind
and
of
she
a thing.
can learn
Yeah.
and come into her own without falling in love with her
Yes.
boss. So
So I'm really enjoying that aspect of it
Yes,
a lot.
it's really
Oh
good.
man,
I
I'm
highly-
feeling drawn
Totally
into
fun.
this show.
I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
Yeah. And last but not least, on our Friday, Saturday, Sunday, romance is a bonus book.
yeah,
Yay. Which
I'm
solid,
still
solid show.
solid, so
I'm
good.
still a
Yeah.
Yeah, big love.
Big love.
I'm big love. I have concerns. I have not
Yeah.
watched this weekend's episodes yet. So
No, neither
by
have
the
I.
time we're all watching this,
Yeah.
we will have. So he has learned, of course, so her secret of hiding her employment history has been revealed to people in authority, and he hasn't shared that with her yet, that he knows about it. So I'm kind of...
Yeah, and I think it's a question of why that
Yeah.
executive ordered her being fired.
Yeah.
But
What-
I started
Because-
this
is it-
weekend's episode.
Oh, okay. Oh, you
I
did,
haven't
okay.
watched the whole thing yet, but they immediately go to the issue of a woman returning to the workforce after having been gone for 7 years, and how no one will give her a shot. No one.
That's horrible.
So they dove right back into that. And
Okay.
that's,
Oh, good.
So that
Okay.
was the
Good.
setup for that.
Nice.
Okay.
And I have to say, so let's compare and contrast with Touch Your Heart.
Let's.
Oh my gosh.
Because so now our lead couple is together, but there is still a story here. They're circling back to the bigger issue that she's a woman with so much to contribute professionally.
Right.
She's really talented, but she
still
can't
has
get
to
the shot.
downplay
She
her
has
skills.
to, exactly, and
Yep.
her experience and her accomplishments in order to get a job. So there's still a story here to be mined. Whereas Touch Your Heart, they're together, and that's it.
And isn't it cute? Yes.
It's so
adorable.
Yes, it is adorable.
I will say my only and talk me off this ledge, ladies. My only concern is that and they're adorable together, and I enjoy their relationship, and I think it's great. I'm all on board.
Yeah.
But my only thing that I kind of was like, okay, is he was like, I'm gonna give you time to figure it out for yourself, and you know, I'm gonna step back and let you realize that you like me, and then he didn't at all. Like he was pushy and aggressive, and
although he did cop to it. I mean, he's like, I know I told you I was gonna give you time, but I decided not to.
Excuse it.
I decided
it just kind of that's really for me personally the only misstep so far with what's happening.
Well, and that's where, as far as I'm caught up, that's where it left off. Was he had just discovered from the CEO or whoever she is, like, you need to fire her because she lied, you know, because of a lie of omission. And he didn't go to her right away. He starts making phone calls to perhaps, you know, mitigate that in the background. But he takes her on a date.
Yeah.
Like for the entire evening or whatever. I'm like, you're not going to share this with. So that was a little bit. I don't know if that's along the lines of what you were expressing concern about.
That was not my concern.
No.
Okay. Because I feel like I think he's doing. I think for me personally, I can kind of understand that better because you don't really have an answer, so you don't want to. You want to maybe have a solution before you put together.
Before you share the bad news.
Very bad position.
He's in a really bad position.
Why does he have to fire her?
Exactly.
She doesn't work for him.
No.
Yeah, that's confusing.
So I find that kind of a little odd. No, my concern is more the relationship.
The romantic
relationship. He is like, I'm going to give you time and space, and I just wanted to get it out there, and I'm not going to push you. And then he like kisses her out of nowhere, and then he like held her hand out of nowhere. And I'm not saying
and
that
the jewelry,
and the jewelry, and like
more jewelry coming.
There's just
is there?
It's
More
like, dude, this is not giving someone time and space to analyze their own feelings and make a decision.
Right.
And so that's my only quibble. Because we all know where it's going to end up, but that's my quibble. I wanted to give her, even if you just gave her like half an episode to like figure it out and make a decision, then I would have been okay. Or even if she mentally had made a decision and she reached for his hand and grabbed his hand, I would have been okay.
Yeah, that would have been.
But I feel
because I don't recall that she really, she was more just stunned and kind of like, wait, what's happening?
And then we get in the end, the beautiful end book that they keep giving us is like, when you grabbed my hand, I felt so safe and secure. I'm like, well, maybe we should have explained that during the show.
Like, I should have shown it and not just in your beautiful pre-show graphics.
I know, there's a lot in those epilogues. Yeah. So,
and I have to read them to kind of understand what's happening because it's like an internal monologue.
It's a little lazy.
And so I'm kind of like, and that's what I'm saying. Like I wanted to see her make that decision.
Yeah.
Where I feel like
he's
kind of making that decision for her. Again, a quibble. Wow, that's our week, guys.
Is that our week?
Is that it? Wow, this is a good one.
It was a week.
Yeah.
It was a week.
It was a week. It was a mood.
How's your week?
Right? Share with us. Tell us.
Yes.
We are the K3. I'm Jen.
I'm Karen.
I'm Marisa. Please continue the conversation. Let us know what you're watching. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Subscribe to us here on YouTube. Help us get to 1,000 subscribers. Leave us a comment down below. Let's keep this K-drama copy clutch going. Thanks for joining us.